Hello, YouTube people. Anybody got a Jeep Compass or a Dodge Caliber or maybe even a Patriot? You go to put it in drive and it starts shaking like an insane uh, uh, delirium tremor individual. Um, yeah, that's this. I mean, steering wheel's vibrating, the floor is just shaking, and it's really annoying. Put it in neutral, it's perfectly fine. Go in reverse, it's perfectly fine. Uh, and if you're pointed uphill, now that's the nose going uphill. In park, it'll start shaking. Well, that is the stabilizer motor mounts. I'm gonna do something a little different today. I do have the external mic plugged in. Looks like you can't see the fuzz off of it. I'm not gonna use my wireless because for some reason the wireless microphone, the microphone on this camera in particular, does not shut off, but it seems to shut off with the external mic. Now, the onboard microphone is good for about 3 feet, so I've got to talk louder, but stationary for this one, and I'll use my GoPro wannabe made in China camera. Kind of dark. Of course, I'm not in direct sunlight either, and I don't think I want to be. Although it's a mild day today. It's only like 80 degrees, 48% humidity. Hey, it's not bad. Okay. Let me get this thing raised up in the front. Saturn's sitting over in the driveway. I wanted to use this space because, well, I don't have to lay on gravel. That gets kind of uncomfortable. I'll bring it back when I get it raised up in the nose so I can get these motor mounts changed. That'll make a good screenshot. Might have to consider that. Okay, I got it jacked up on jack stands. Now, A premium stuff I've had pretty good luck with on Saturn. I didn't think anything about it on the coil packs for the Saturn. And I got about 10,000 miles on the car, and all of them started misfiring, so they're going to have to go. It's a random misfire. I've never had them completely fail. That's one engine mount. It's rotator mounts. They stop the engine from doing this. I think this one is actually the passenger side. I just got the whole set, including transmission. I am only, however, going to, for the time being, change the stabilizer mounts, rotator mounts, or whatever you want to call them. How much of that did I get? Yeah. So engine mount, I'm pretty sure that's going to be the front right hand side of the engine, and then there's one that goes in the back. It may be this, but I am really getting annoyed. A Premium's mounts for the whole kit was $60. This one mount by itself was 20. Do the math. Yeah, there's 4 pieces here. So, I just bought all 4 pieces because, well, it's an old vehicle, and some point in time, some of these other mounts will fail, I'm sure. If the passenger side mount's not going to be too complicated to change out, and in only 30 minutes or so, I'll go ahead and change it just to get it over with. I don't know anything about this thing, and let's switch cameras for a minute. And the thing about the cameras, I can pick which one has the best audio and mute the other. Let's see what we got going on here. Looking like that's going to be a major pain in the butt, plus I can't see nothing. So, let me go grab a flashlight. Okay, now from the looks of it, this is the one that goes, this one right here. Take the spectrum out of it, a narrow view, this one. Brackets on each side, and then that one at the top, and the bracket itself for the mount actually goes, well, if this thing would stop timing out on me, too bright. Bad angle, string's in the way. The bolt that's going straight across this way, and then one bolt that goes through the center pin. It actually looks like it's not in bad shape, but it's not doing any vibration at all while it's in neutral, and that would be a good indicator. I mean, if it's in dead neutral, no load on the engine, and it's vibrating, that mount is going to be the culprit for that. But while you're in park and aimed up hill or in drive, it's going to be the 2 mounts that one's going to be back in here down at the bottom, and one up here. Head underneath. That mount right there. And then you've got another mount that is way back here. Oh, yay. Looks like I get to, and that one actually looks like it's collapsed. That must be the big Y mount. Looks like the whole thing will come off by those 2 bolts right there. Well, 3. And 2 bolts there, and most likely a couple more in the back. I'd have to grab the mount to get a good view. But I'm gonna start with, looks like that one's been replaced, but like I said on the struts, it's gonna get replaced again. And that one might not be too much of a problem to change out, which is probably why it was changed, because it was an easy task. That one's not going to be so much easy. Lovely. Just fantastic. Definitely going to get it though. Man, this thing is still leaking oil. Where from? Is that a rear main? Oh, I hope not. Or or is that just residual? Guess I need to check. Ain't nothing up there, it's all back here. Oil pan. Doesn't surprise me to see a bunch of oil back here because that valve cover gasket was leaking so bad. And I mean really bad. And this thing's got a carrier bearing on the output shaft from the transmission. Well, that's... I wonder why Dodge did that. Although that would be kind of a long axle, but that bearing could actually fail. That may be part of my 20-mile-an-hour vibration. Kind of got a shudder to it right around 20 miles an hour. It's reduced down some since I've gotten about 600 miles on the car, and that may have to do with the treatment I put in it. The cork seal don't look wet, except for where it's leaking from, which is trailing up here somewhere. So I'm gonna have to look for that leak. It's probably a sensor or something that's leaking. I wouldn't doubt it one bit. But see, it's going down through here and then looking like a rear main leak, but it's also over in here as well. Now, driving down the road, it would come out from here and go back, but it wouldn't be coming from the top. See how it's coming from the top and working its way around. And if it was a rear main, I would actually have oil underneath the car after I drive it, and I don't. So, yeah, I'll just have to take a look at that. Keep an eye on the oil and hope the sealer stuff that I put in actually does take care of that problem. If it don't, I'll have to trail it out. Looks like there's a sensor right there going into the block, but there's still oil coming up from the top, and that could have been from the valve cover gasket. Now, the shroud for the exhaust manifold is missing a bolt. Wonderful. I don't know if I can find one to replace that. And it's got a sensor mounted at the top of it. Right up there. I guess you guys can see that. I don't know. The screen's too close to my face for me to focus on it. Alright, well, let's get busy. I think I'm going to start on the front one first and fight with the back one last. That's also going to be known as a transmission mount as well. But it's going to act as a stabilizer to keep the engine from twisting. Work on keeping the engine more level. Okay, time to get some tools together. back to the other camera for now. Alright, now there's a bolt here. A bolt here. Let me go grab the mount. That's probably got you straight in view with that. Maybe spread the view out a little. What am I doing? I done forgot. Well, gotta love when you go to do something and your brain goes blank. Yeah, it's just a howdy-doody time. Woohoo! I'm gonna need to impact that and then hope it don't break. Oh. Well, monkey sticks. 3½ inch. No. Yes. And then ½ inch to 3/8. Plus swivel, plus impact. Get her done. Still in view. I'm working on this bolt up here. I've already sprayed it, but that don't mean nothing. And it's actually kind of dark. Oil filter's a bit in the way. No, don't make me break out the air impact, please. Please don't do that. I've already got one broke loose right here. It's right there. Got to get this one still. That is the, oh, I know what mount that is. Aha, I see. It's this mount. So, there's an air gap at the bottom and not so much at the top. And it's collapsed. Oh, well, How? I really don't want to pull that oil filter to try and get this thing out of here. how much torque can I get on it. Can't use a cheater bar, there's no room at the top. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to get much of a rotation unless I cut it off and extend it out close to the ground. So, sit on my butt, find a foot prop and push or pull, and pull my back and hurt my forearm muscle some more, or at least irritate it. Yeah, it sounds absolutely wonderful. Damn, that's got a lot of give. Huh. That is not going to help trying to get that broke loose. Boy, it's looking like air impact gun more and more. Okay, I'll bring you guys back. I am going to try and deal with this one bolt, and hopefully it don't take me an hour to do so. Okay. Turns out you got to go after the bolt on the opposite side because the nut side's welded to the bracket. Slight oversight on my part, but hey, if you want to laugh, go right ahead. I had to drop the splash guard down, and this screen timing out, boy, I tell you, it's I can't see nothing. It's right there. It's a size 16, and I went on and used my looks like the PB Blaster didn't make it to the threads on that, so good thing I had the impact. Where's the other screw? Where is the other bolt? It is over here somewhere. There it is. Trying to make sure I keep everything straight. So, yeah, you're looking in the dark. Yep, and I'll get it. I'll bring you back when I get the other two out of there. And, we'll both get to adventure on how to take that out between those two brackets, because that mount is covering two bolts. Yeah. Now, this mount, or cross member, does come off. Hopefully, I don't have to take it off. As you can see, it goes all across the engine and transmission. Hopefully that don't have to come down, but most likely, knowing Dodge, it will. I'll have to take it down just to change that mount. And while it's down, I might as well leave it down to change the other one too, because I don't know where those other two bolts are going to go to hold that bracket in that runs to the back. So, I'll bring it back in a minute. Okay, got the other bolt out. Both of these are 16 millimeter. Now the other part, this floodlight ain't working too good. It's like a little area light on a flashlight that's 4 LED. It works, but it's not working too good for the camera. Mount's right there. I got it raised up some. Looks like I might be able to pull it without dropping that cross member. I gave it a good nudge with my breaker bar. Give it a couple of taps. Oh, nice. Yeah, just give it a couple of taps. Something I want you guys to see. can see it. Let me get this out of here. Well, at least it didn't hit the radiator and bust it. Okay. That mount is actually not that bad. But, look at this. If my glasses would quit going to read mode, very little effort it takes to make that move. So that back mount is definitely collapsed and gave up the ghost. I am going to leave this mount out, work on getting the other one, the transmission mount and motor mount over on the passenger side will hold it stabilized, and I'll have to use a jack to center it up to get these in place. Now the other challenge is going to be back here, and hopefully it's not that hard to get out of there, because I wasn't planning on but a couple of hours today. Oh, and about the power steering, I had a power steering leak and it was insane. So I had to get a little oil cooler kit. You can get that from Advance Auto. It's a whole kit, and it comes with this cooler. Comes with line, the clamps, and if you've got a brake line cutter, you can actually use the brake line cutter to cut this line. Where mine was rotted, complete rust holes was all in here. This is actually, the line come out to actually about right here, and it was just a steel line. Well, all the weather and everything comes up here. Salt, water, you know, mud, whatever. And of course that line's gonna rust. I mean, what, hello? But this kit didn't take me but maybe 45 minutes to put in. It wasn't too awful bad. I just cut it off back here with the brake line cutter, and mounted it up with the included clips and the hole right here. Put that in, run it through there. Of course, that's what these are for anyway. You run them through and then mount them up. And I actually put this one on the condenser, and it's sitting there nice and pretty, keeping the power steering cool. And after putting treatment in it and stop leak, I've had no more problems, no more groaning and just bad noises all in general. Okay, what am I going to do about back here? First step is going to be getting that bracket out of there, and most likely it is, yeah, I'm right. Well, it looks like that mount straddles the steering rack. Oh, wonderful. Okay. May have enough room for the impact to go in there to make it quicker. But from the compact space in there and that bolt being at the very top, I realize I'm going sideways here, but I just want you guys to see. There's a bolt right there, and there's the exhaust along with the power steering line, and yeah, that's all in the way. So best course of action to take on this one would be actually to get the entire thing out of there, the mount that goes to the transmission plus the transmission mount as well. And that's going to be 2 bolts here. Hopefully you can see that. There's one, and the other one kind of in the shadow over there. And that mount actually goes to the back side. I'll show you. Yeah, it's actually kind of hard to keep the camera upright, and I realize it's going to be twisted, and personally I'm one to complain about that, but that situation, well, it's okay. Alright, now, so we got it. The 2 bolts straddle over the steering rack, and then the single bolt, hey, that's nice, only one. Watch it be near impossible to get to. And then the mount itself. This one is most likely totally collapsed because you should not be able to rock that motor back and forth that easy by hand. You shouldn't. I mean, it's hardly any effort at all to get it to rock. So that leaves this one. That must be the transmission mount. Okay. Alright. Back in to go. Maybe, just maybe, I might be able to reach that single bolt back here instead of going all the way under. And there goes the passenger side mount. Mount. There you are. There's your single bolt, and of course you've got lines running right around you. Let me grab a flashlight. Okay, there's the mount. Boy, it is totally collapsed. You guys see that? Let me zoom you in. See if you can get a view of it here. Yeah, it is totally collapsed. Narrow this light down. Flash alert. Yeah, it's collapsed. Completely broke. And the other bolt by itself is back there. Little flood. And it's got lines around it. If I can get the camera focused in and viewable. That's the back side of the mount, and the screen keeps cutting off, so I can't see what I'm showing. But anyway, hope you guys got a glimpse of it. But I don't know, I might be able to get that one with the wrench, or grab me a 16-inch extension with a swivel and impact it away. But I'm gonna pull that whole thing. Kinda looks like, nope, I wouldn't be able to do that. Actually, if I can get that back one loose, I'll be able to rotate it out of there. Okay, let me bring you guys back. Okay, got them. They came out with no fuss at all. And see if I can pull this off. Completely broken. I mean, there is just nothing left of it. So I'm gonna try and pull that whole thing out of there and See how it goes, I guess. I'll bring it back. Well, by the timestamp, it's a couple hours later. Yeah, I got really annoyed. Man, that flashlight is still going. Wow. I thought it done died by now. Well, it's blinking, so okay. Got my impact worked in there just right. Let her rip for about, oh, dang near 60 seconds. Never broke it loose once. So that means torch. And, probably gonna have to work my air impact out. That's a, well, not fun. Yeah. One bolt. If it didn't go so rough, it probably took me about an hour, maybe an hour and a half at the most to get this swapped out. But no, I just gotta have a problem. Excuse me. So, let me get out the torch, and I'm gonna have to fire up the air impact and see what I can do with that. I got rudely interrupted, but the task is done. I still got 2 motor mounts to work with. Battery died on that. Right in the middle of me trying to talk. What to expect? That rear motor mount is a major pain, and that's absolute truth. The bolt that runs in through the side on this one is too long to put it in place as 2 pieces. I got it, but it was a major struggle. So, advice to anybody that's going to try and DIY that rear motor mount themselves, just keep in mind you'll have to have a jack to pivot the motor whichever way you need. And is it possible to actually use regular ratchets and stuff for this? Sure, absolutely. I'll put it all together with regular ratchets rather. I don't have wrenches. I'm gonna have to charge both my flashlights. Yeah, this one's almost dead. There's the other one. The front one, the cross member, is actually designed to be mounted. The motor mount is actually designed to be mounted to that cross member, and you drop the cross member going across that I showed earlier in the video to get the motor mount out. It's not that bad. It's an 18 in the back, just one, and then 2 16s up front. They may be a little stubborn, but just work with them. They're pretty much protected from weather, but they do get stubborn, and well, corrosion does happen. It took me right around 4 hours because of all the struggling. and I guess you can see the timestamp's 5:16. After that 1 hour, well, that hour break or so I took, I come back out here around 2, I think it was. Timestamp on the camera when I came back, and I actually finished right around 4 o'clock getting it all back together. It's still on the jack stands right now, but I do have everything tightened back up and all set. I just gotta pick my tools up and play musical cars, because this thing's got to go back out for work. Thank you for watching, and I hope this was enough information without watching me go through all the struggles, because I'm sure some people would like to see that, but when you get 5 or 6 views on one video, it's pretty much not worth the effort. And those that do watch, appreciate it. And this one's definitely going to be shorter. Have a good one.